Nelly!
12 Angry Men. It's one of the best films ever made. Let me tell you why. It doesn't have any set pieces or spectacle, unlike many of its contemporaries. Of its 96-minute running time, 88 of those minutes are spent in one small jury room, and the plot plays out in real time. So you might be saying to yourself, why is this film so good? These seem like bad qualities. But on the contrary, these qualities actually focus and refine the storytelling to a point where its audience is thoroughly entertained and entirely enthralled from beginning right to the end. Sometimes less is more. But how exactly does 12 Angry Men completely captivate? There are many pieces to this puzzle, but for me, it always comes down to writing, direction, and performance. So let's look at the writing. Screenwriter Reginald Rose did an outstanding job. Each character in this film is imbued with a distinct personality and purpose, which is very impressive considering there are 12 goddamn characters. But what keeps this film moving at an engaging pace is the systematic debunking of each piece of evidence against the accused. So it'll go down like this: an element of the prosecution's argument will be brought into question.
What about the switch knife they found in the old man's chest?
Next, the discussion of the evidence will actually reinforce the guilt of the accused.
No, I'm just saying it's possible the boy lost his knife and that somebody else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's just possible.
Take a look at this knife. It's a very unusual knife. I've never seen one like it.
And finally, the argument will be turned upside down with a dramatic reveal.
Where did that come from? It's the same knife. You're doing.
This formula of argument, reinforcement, and doubt is used repeatedly throughout the film, but it never stagnates because there's enough variety there to keep things interesting. So, what I mean by variety is you'll sometimes have these big, dramatic reveals. But you'll also have these instances where the jurors will go through the details of the evidence very methodically, and they'll slowly discover that the facts aren't accurate. This means there's more than one way of escalating and concluding the drama, keeping it all interesting. Another element that keeps this formula very fresh is when each part is played out. For example, the argument and reinforcement for a witness hearing the accused say, "I'll kill you," is given some doubt.
The old man, according to his own testimony, "I'm going to kill you," body hitting the floor a split second later, would have had to hear the boy make this statement with the yell roaring past his nose. It's not possible he could have heard it.
But it isn't given a definitive ending.
Wait a minute, what are you trying to give us here? The phrase was, "I'm going to kill you." The kid yelled it at the top of his lungs. Don't tell me you didn't mean it. Anybody says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it.
The real doubt comes 13 minutes later, when juror number 3 becomes enraged with juror number 8.
You want to see this boy die because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You're a sadist.
Give him out!
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
So what's happening here is Reginald Rose is using a completely different section of drama to build to a climax which was set up 13 minutes earlier, all the while developing characters and the relationships with one another.
What's the matter with you guys? You all know he's guilty. He's got to burn. You're letting him slip through our fingers.
Slip through our fingers? Are you his executioner?
I'm one of them.
You see, the drama comes from the debunking of evidence and how the characters react to it, and Rose is keeping it constantly engaging and interesting by divvying out the information at key moments where it's going to be the most effective.
There is a reasonable doubt in my mind.
What reasonable doubt? That's nothing but words. Here, look at this. The kid you just decided isn't guilty was seen ramming this into his father. Now, what about this, Mr. Reasonable Doubt?
That's not the knife, don't you remember?
Oh, brilliant.
Whoa, mama! I am a huge fan of good setups and payoffs, and admittedly, a few of the ones in this film are quite on the nose, but the sheer volume and variety of successful setups and payoffs is nothing short of astonishing. Add to this the truly outstanding performances and solid directing, and you have one of the all-time classics of American cinema. Sometimes you don't need over-the-top visual effects, all the locations in the world, or all the expanses of cinematic time to make a film special. Sometimes less is more.